You're listening to Keeping It 100 with Mel and Bruce, sponsored by the 100 Black Men of Las Vegas. What they see is what they'll be. I'm Mel Tiller, your host. I'm thrilled to be with you today. My guest, I am honored to have her on the show. Her name is Kamilah Bywaters. She is one of the heroes in our community. She does so much for our children. She does so much for our community. And she is running for the office of school board. Kamilah Bywaters, welcome to the show. How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for inviting me today. I really just feel honored and privileged to just have this space and time to talk to you and your listeners, our community, about some of the great things that I have in store for this my candidacy. So thank you so much for the invitation. I appreciate it.
Listen, we're always honored when you grace us with your presence. You do
Oh, thank
so
you.
much. Yeah, you do so much in the community. We greatly appreciate you. So now let's talk about your candidacy. Tell us
Sure.
exactly what you're running for, what district, all of the details.
Awesome. Yes. So again, listeners, I'm Kamilah Bywaters, and I am running for, I've decided to put my name in the hat for the Board of School Trustees for District E. And the District E area is Summerlin, some of Spring Valley, and out towards Blue Diamond. And it's a great area, and I really look forward to continuing to connect with the community and learning more about the community, learning about the students' needs and the teachers' needs so that we can have a successful upcoming continued school year.
Okay, I don't think it would be a stretch to say that this school board has been dysfunctional.
Yeah,
Why do you think you can help to bring some functionality to this school board? Why are you running?
absolutely. That's a great question. Thank you so much. Why me? I have thought about that since the course of my life. I've always been a public servant. When my father was living, he passed away about 3 years ago. He instilled in me the spirit of service. My dad was a longtime retired teacher at Rancho High School, and
Ah.
that's actually where I attended. I attended school with my dad, so it was great.
That
He was
must have been a
always,
lot of fun.
yes, he was always peeking through the classroom doors, keeping me on my P's and Q's. But my love and service for education was instilled in me by my dad. And he always advocated for his children. He was a special education teacher at Rancho. He worked over 30 years as a teacher, and he absolutely loved the job. And I believe that I'm positioned now to serve the community in this capacity. It is a core value of mine. It has been a core value of mine to not just pop up one day and say, hey, I'm ready to be a trustee. As you know, Mr. Tiller, I have dedicated a lot of my time to servicing the community in the
Yes,
educational space.
yes.
Um, the work that I do through LAVAPSI has been like the ground and the framework for where I've been able to accomplish a lot of the advocacy. People may not know, but LAVAPSI started in 1989, and it's been up and down. But Tracy Lewis, vice president, and we reorganized the organization in 2010, and then we reorganized again in 2020. So my work in education did not just start, it's been years in the making. And again, I mentioned that a core value of mine is to ensure that people are able to see what I can accomplish before I say, hey, I'm going to run for office. And I do feel that now this is the time for me because I have positioned myself to be prepared in this space. I've done political preparation and training to prepare me for this space. I'm currently working on my PhD in education, specifically special education. So I'm constantly researching what is going on in education. I understand educational processes. I understand student achievement and ways to help to improve our student achievement. And I feel now that I'm in a place of I'm prepared to take on the task and the challenge. Education is not a simple task. It is very complex because we know that we have students at different levels, different age levels, different achievement levels. And it is very complex to bring about successful change. But I've prepared myself to enter into this space and to contribute to the successful implementation of strategies that will be able to move our district forward. And I believe that my voice on the board would be a critical voice. I'm not afraid to hold our leaders accountable. If the community has seen me
To
as
say the least, to say the
yeah,
least.
if, if the community has seen me at school board meetings, I ask the tough questions. You know, why are we seeing the numbers that we're seeing with our students' achievement? Why are we okay, or why do we see 19% of high school students proficient in math? So I am not afraid to ask tough questions. I enjoy critical thinking. That's my middle name, and I look forward to joining the board, supporting our district, supporting the leadership, and making a change.
So let me ask you this. Why do you think it is that you have this mindset that you don't particularly mind controversy? That you will step up, you're a warrior, you will fight, and sometimes people agree, sometimes they don't. That does not seem to deter you. Why do you have that mindset?
That's a great question. You know, that was instilled in me at a young age. My dad used to always get on me like, Kamilah, you have to remember that everyone's not your friend. You have to remember that you always have to be one step ahead. And my dad, when I was young, used to sit me to the side because everyone is my friend. And I've always been like that. My dad would literally, I don't know if you know, but I used to play soccer here in the state of Nevada. And I went to Howard University. I graduated from Howard and I played there on a soccer scholarship. But my dad used to instill in me, Kamilah, you have to think for yourself. You have to be motivated and you have to stay positive. And my dad was the individual who he challenged the status quo. So I would watch him when things were not right. He always spoke up for himself and spoke up for his students. So because I saw that, it taught me at a young age that that I have to always be thinking and always learn. That's why, listen, I'm old as I don't know what, and I'm still in school. I can't wait to be done. But my dad always instilled in me to always learn, you know, and read and write and ask the tough questions. So, and because I had my family support, that gave me the confidence to not be afraid. And I think because my dad instilled in me that not everyone's going to agree with you, and that's okay. And because I had that growing up, it has helped me in my adult life to understand that not everyone's going to agree with me. Some people are not going to like what I have to say, and it's uncomfortable. It's really uncomfortable. It took me at least 6 months to really get comfortable challenging some of the issues at the board. You know, writing letters. The
Yes.
first couple that I wrote to the board of school trustees, and I actually pressed send, and I was like, oh my goodness, it's out there. So it is nerve-wracking. It is nerve-wracking because we can be taught, you know, don't say anything, just let things happen. And what I realized is if we don't say anything about inequity, if we don't say anything about injustice, we're never going to have a society or an educational system that will change. And in order for things to change, we have to recognize that one, there's an issue and there's a problem, and provide the solutions.
You've been willing to do the dirty work. I mean, you get down and you grind, and you have been willing to go in and advocate for kids one on one. I mean, these kids that many people would not think about advocating for, and you've done yeoman's work of putting together teachers, putting together members of the community to hear what's going on with individual kids, and you get in the ring and you fight. Now, standing up and sending letters to the school board and standing up and speaking to the school board in public, that's something that a lot of people are willing to do. You get a lot of attention. People are seeing what you're doing. You're talking to the press, all of those kinds of things. Many people like that. But you do your work in the dark, in the cold, where not a lot of folks know about it, not a lot of folks hear about it. Only those kids that really don't have a lot of power and don't have a lot of advocates. You put in a lot of time, a lot of individual time with those kids. Why do you do that?
I do. And thank you for bringing that up, because those who do see me at school board meetings or in the community, just in community with people, they don't see that I actually also I go to schools with families. I have families who will call me and let me know that, their child is being expelled from school and they don't agree. So I literally have I go to schools. I visited a lot of schools in the Clark County School District with families, which is a giving of my time, and I do that because when I hear students and their families talk about the injustice that has happened to them, a
Yes.
lot of times these parents are in tears. And they tell me, Kamilah, I have done everything I can, and I believe them. And I ask them, so tell me what you have done already to rectify the situation. And they'll email me or we'll talk on the phone and they'll lay it all down. So by the time they get to me, it's code red, because the families have done what they've done. They've spoken to the principals, they've spoken to the assistant principals, they've tried to reach out to the superintendents, associate superintendents, assistant superintendents. So they've done their due diligence, but unfortunately, they're not getting that support. So I go with families because, one, my dad did that for his students. My dad was constantly in for my both of my brothers attended Clark County School District, and they did not have the best experience. My dad was always in their classrooms, always talking to their teachers, always talking to their principals. So I learned that this is what I do. This is my reasonable service to my community because of my love for education and my love for human service and for the people that are in our community. Not only have I gotten calls from students and parents, teachers call, principals
Yes.
call for support.
Yes.
So we see not only students, but the adults call us as well. And principals and assistant principals call us as well to let us know what's going on, to give us information about the culture and environment. And it's a little bit more challenging for the teachers and the and principals and administrators, because they're concerned about their jobs, as they should be. This is
Yes.
their livelihood and their income. So we handle those situations how they would like us to move forward. We handle them very, respectfully and with respect, because we want to make sure that we are not stepping on anyone's toes and respecting their job. But we get called from almost any.
I admire you. I admire the work that you do. You have prepared yourself for this. That's anybody who knows you knows that you are extremely prepared for this position. Perfect position for you. What would you like? What kind of information would you like to leave our listening audience with?
So as we started a new school year,
Yes.
and I would definitely like to let our families and students and Our staff members know that, teachers and staff know that I'm here with you. I support you. If there's anything that I can do now to support you as you're going through your educational journey, your working journey, teaching journey, you can always reach out to me. I'm available to support. I have been, I will be, and I believe that I have shown what I'm capable of accomplishing in regards to building relationships, being able to handle conflict well. Not everyone is my favorite person, and I'm sure I'm not everyone's favorite person, and that's okay. And that's okay. But at the end of the day,
let us say that you have a few opinions, okay?
right, absolutely, and that's okay. We're not always going to agree, but we have to find the middle ground so that we can do what's best for students. And that's why I think my voice is important, because I think about the different angles. And that's very important. I think my voice will be very influential on the board, because I can give, let's think about it from this angle. Because oftentimes, I may not think about walking in someone else's shoes.
Yes.
So that person says, hey, Kamilah, have you thought about this from maybe my perspective? And I think that's what I can bring to the board, and to the listeners. Please, if you're able to support and volunteer, please reach out to me. Or if you need my support, I'm available now to support.
For those people who would like to speak with you, contact you, how do they do that?
Absolutely. So my website should be up and running this week. And my website is KamilahForNevadans.com. And that's my first name, the number 4, Nevadans.com. You can call or text me at 725-500-2111. And I'm on social media. All my social media handles are the same. So it's Kamilah Bywaters. And you can reach me that way.
Please spell your first and last name for us.
Sure. My first name is spelled Kamilah, and my last name is spelled Bywaters.
Ladies and gentlemen, you've heard it here. Miss Kamilah Bywaters, she's running for the school board, and I'm telling you, she is prepared. We've seen her work in the community for years, and she does the dirty work, the grinding work. She sparkles in the light. You've heard it here, Keeping It 100 with Mel and Bruce, sponsored by the 100 Black Men of Las Vegas. What they see is what they'll be. I'm Mel Tiller, your host, and that's Keeping It 100.